Alright everyone, so before I describe my vision of Carcosa, I would like to put it into context. Now, I've been very off for about 2 weeks now. What I think it is something that I'm not going to share, but suffice it to say, there's been times when do not feel grounded recently. I do not feel grounded. I do not feel like I have a proper grasp of where I am on my spiritual journey, and I felt I felt just off, if that makes any sense. I felt really off, and the last few days have been the hardest. But I'm kind of working towards getting myself back on track and kind of ending this period of kind of really confusion and lack of grounding. At any rate, now that it's in context, and now that you kind of see where I was coming from and why I did this video, well, it's of course because of the vision, but also because I was very much in tune with that sort of madness. Now that I've put it into context, I hope you enjoy my vision and a little video that I added on the end about Carcosa, and I'm talking beside one of my chimeneas. At any rate, I hope you enjoy.
Carcosa. I wish that I did not see what I saw, but as you approach the city, you get the sense that there's jungle and forest just like there is on Earth. But as you get closer, you see fields, many fields where crops are being grown. And there are people in lines, shirtless, in rags, at the waist. And they are plowing and harvesting in lines in conjunction with one another, as if there was no individuality. And there's lines and lines of these people all around the city. They're all moving towards the city, harvesting. But once you get into the city, you start to see houses, shacks, stacked on top of each other. Houses that are, they're not very big. They're just kind of stacked very close to each other and on top of each other. And there are women giving birth, for instance. And then once a child is birthed, he does not sit with his mother. She does not sit with her mother. They are taken to the central circle at the center of the city. And at the center of the city, there is a very large yellow tree. And there are walls and segments around this yellow tree. There's plenty of entrances into this wall, but there are segments of wall around this yellow tree. And the babies are propped up against these walls. Some of them are placed a little bit in front of the other babies. And the tree moves. The yellow tree moves in the center. It sways without wind. And there's a device connected to the tree. And it sends out this sound. This very strange alien sound we cannot imagine. And all of the babies around this tree are captivated by it. They don't cry. They only gaze into the tree. And they start to move back and forth, swaying with the tree. And above the entire city, there are many spires. There are many white spires, yellow spires, black spires. The buildings are very tall, especially as you get closer to the center of the city. But no buildings are directly in the center because the yellow tree is in the center. However, when you look up, you see oblivion. When you look up above the city, It is an all-consuming void with a circle of yellow or purple and black that spins around it. But when you look up directly when you're in the center of the city, it is the madness of pure hunger, consumption, and the deepest darkness. But it does not suck everything in. It just watches and waits for Carcosa to come to it freely, willingly. And that's the scary part. Not that it sucks anything in, but that it waits for something to want to come within that oblivion.
So, Carcosa, you might be wondering, is it another universe? Is it in a different dimension? How does one figure out something that is beyond one's capability to understand? Carcosa, another universe, yes. Another dimension, most likely. What is certain is that Carcosa, at its head, is a gateway to the abyss. And once you have a vision of it, it isn't easy to get rid of, no matter how hard one tries. Madness and darkness, joy, enlightenment, all of these things blur at Carcosa. I wish to cast a symbol from my head into the fire, but I can't. And neither will you be able to if you have a vision of Carcosa. So know what you're asking about. Know what you're desiring. Because it is something that will give you truth, yes, but truths that are hard to fathom.